So today we are going to discuss about the topic which is polymorphism. So which is a feature of Python in object-oriented programming. So in object-oriented programming, there is a feature which is called polymorphism. So what is polymorphism? So generally, the meaning of the word poly means many, and morph means forms. Morph means forms. So generally, it is we can consider this as occurrence of anything, or we can consider a function or anything in different forms, or in many forms, we can say many forms. Condition of occurrence in many forms, we can write. So it is a condition of occurrence, we can say condition of occurrence in many forms, we can write. So generally, so how we can achieve polymorphism in Python, right? How we can achieve polymorphism in Python? What is this? Is a general statement what we can say for polymorphism. So behaving differently in different situations. So for example, if we consider an example of a student, for example, so he is playing a role of student when he is in class. So he will place a role of daughter or son when he enters into his home. So he will play a role of friend when he is with friends, right? The same person is behaving differently depending upon the circumstances or situations. So that is what called as a polymorphism, right? So here, how we can apply this polymorphism in the object-oriented programming. So in the object-oriented programming, if we want to analyze, or if you want to understand this polymorphism, so we can say use of one function. So use of one function over different objects of different types. Same function is, so use of, we can write here same function. So same function will behave differently depending upon objects of different types. So this particular thing we can use, this particular statement we can use to explain polymorphism in code. So same function will behave differently, it will give you the different result by detecting the object which comes at a particular class. For example, when we create like a equal to 10, when we create b equal to 12 now. So Python by default it is an object oriented programming. Now if you check type of a, now the output will be class int. Now this object a is created under the integer class. It means that this a is an object which holds the data 10. So Python internally it can able to decide, or it can able to assign a data type for this variable a, which is int, right? So because you need to observe this, a is an object, objects will be created under the classes. So this a object is created under the class int. So if you check type of b, now you will get class int, right? Okay. So it means that type function is working, right? So type function, so same function we can able to use it in a different object. For example, if I create a equal to 10 in the string, means I am storing string data in the a. I will store some list in the b, for example. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, some elements. With some elements I created a list. This list is stored in b. Now I can use this type function over a, type function over b. Same function I am using, but you will get different result here. What is the output? Now we will get class. Here you will get str because that is a string, and in this case you will get class, you will get list because that is a list data type, right? So but you see, same function giving you different result depending upon the object of different classes, right? Different types, right? So then we can able to see one more example like this, the function which is length function, right? So length inbuilt function in Python is used to check how many what is the length of a particular sequence type data. So for example, I have a like this, I am storing a string here. So B, I have a list, I will store some numbers here, some elements. Now you count number of characters in the string, 1 2 3 4 5. Number of elements in this list, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, right. So I can use a function which is length inbuilt function, length of A. Now you will get the output as 5. Length of B, now you will get the output as 6. It means that you need to observe one point. This length function is behaving, or this length function is working over the object of string. This same function is working over the object of list also. So this is called as polymorphism, behaving differently depending upon the type and objects, right? So this object is of type str, this object is of type list. So over different type of objects, the same function is working, right? So which is called as a polymorphism. So how we can able to achieve polymorphism? With the classes which are created by the user, right? So basically, so polymorphism is achieved by using overriding, overriding concept. By using overriding concept, this polymorphism can be achieved, right? So for example, I will create a class shape, for example. So shape class, right? So inside of this shape class, I won't specify anything, right? So just I will place pass here. Okay, right. After that, I will create one more class like triangle, which is inheriting this shape class. Actually, what is the use of creating this shape class? So just you can able to, if you want to specify some color. So like a triangle, I want to fill this triangle with one color. I have a scale, I have to fill this square with some different color, right? So I can fill the colors in that particular shapes with this particular class. I am not going to do that, but if you want to do that, we can take the help of this shape class. It means that by using this shape class, whenever object is created, I can able to fill the color, same color for different objects. Okay, now for that purpose, I am created the shape class, but I am not going to implement that thing. Okay, right now. So class shape pass. After that, class triangle shape. So here I will create, right? I will create what is that? So constructor for this class. So underscore init underscore. So self a comma b. Now I will set attributes for this class now. Self dot a equal to a, self dot b equal to b. I will create a method. So def area. Okay, so area self. So I wanted to calculate the area of a triangle, right? We have a formula that is half into L into B, right? So for example, if I consider this as the length, for example, I will set self dot L equal to A, self dot B equal to D. Okay, I am changing the attribute now. So for triangle, we need to know the L value, we need to know the B value, then only we can calculate it, right? So whenever we call this particular method, right, so area of triangle should get calculated, right? So now print half into L into B, right? So print half into L into B, that's it. Area will get printed, right? So now I will create one more class like rectangle or triangle, right, which will be inheriting from this shape class. Okay, so after this I will write the code for that. So I will erase this thing. Continuation only. Right. After creating this class triangle, here I will create one more class. I am going to write the part here. Right. So class, like after triangle, we will create like a rectangle or square. Okay, rectangle, which is inheriting the shape class only. Right. So here for the rectangle also, I will create a constructor with two attributes, which is width and height. Okay. Or L into LB you can take width height. So W and H. I will set the attributes. Self dot width equal to width. Self dot H equal to H. Now I will implement the same method here, which is area. It's the same function. I have implemented area in triangle. I am implementing area in the rectangle class as well. So this both the classes are inheriting the shape class here. So to calculate the area of a rectangle, we need to multiply width and height, right? So print self dot W into self dot H. So here also we cannot access L and B directly. So what you need to do, self dot, because we are accessing the attribute of the object, right? So compulsory I need to use self. Self refers to the current object. Self dot L into self dot B. Right. So now after that, so now we will create objects. So here I am writing. I will create object. So here I will write. So T1 like triangle. So T1 is object. I am going to create under the triangle class. So triangle. You need to pass two values because in the constructor two parameters are specified. So some 5 comma 10. Object will be created. Now I will create one object under the rectangle class. So R1 rectangle. I will pass width and height 7 comma 8 for example. Now if I call the method T1 dot area, if I call the method R1 dot area, right? So area is a method. Area is a method, right? So there in two classes. Then depending upon the type of object, right? So this T1 object created in the triangle class. So then area method will get, this method will get executed. So this R1 is object which is created in the rectangle class. Now this area function will get executed. So this is the how we can able to achieve polymorphism in Python, right? Means same function behaving differently depending upon the objects, right? So which is polymorphism.